Hi, hello, welcome to this new video that definitely wasn't planned. Like, I did not plan to do a video right now. I didn't even change my hairstyle. I didn't even do anything. I still have I have a really cropped top on right now because it's so warm. That has nothing to do with anything. The thing is, I have been in a reading slump for the past 2 days, which isn't really a reading slump. And I did also read a complete book in this reading slump. I've been not wanting to read the book that I'm currently reading. I wasn't in the right mindset, and I thought, okay, you know what? I've been planning to do this video for this week anyway. Let's just start it now. Let's just start it at night. We don't really care, right? What we're gonna be doing is, I'm gonna be reading now. I'm just gonna call this a continuation of the series that I do on my Instagram, which is Tackling the TBR. I like it because it's like an alliteration with 3 T's, so it's kind of fun. Which is where I just try to get through my TBR, because I have an incredibly high TBR. I think it's about 225 books, which is way too much, and I am trying to get it like below 100. That's my end goal that I'm never gonna reach, but it's the goal. So right now I'm reading The Art of Prophecy. I have a bookmark in here that you can like put around the book. This is especially nice for paperbacks, but doesn't really do anything for this one. The issue that I'm having is this is like a very fantasy, if you know what I mean. Like, this isn't a romantic fantasy. This isn't a fantasy with romance aspects, as far as I know, this far. I am like 64 pages in, and nothing really happened, and I don't know what's supposed to happen, so it's very slow. So I thought the best thing I could do is literally just grab the book, set myself down, film a video, and just try and read as much as I can this week and like get through a chunk of my TBR because it's endless. I think we'll just get into this because I've been talking again for way too long before we're getting anywhere. So let's just start this. Let's go. I feel like this has happened for like the second time now that you're introduced to a character in the book, like a brand new character, and like the chapter is out of the perspective of this character, and then they just die. It just happened twice, and it's confusing. I'm also now on chapter 7, which is Master and Student, so I think we're back with this master and the student again. Out of which I can relate to neither. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know who they are, why they're here. It's not going the way I want it to go. I'm telling myself, like, if I am at the halfway point and I still don't enjoy the book, then I will stop. I'm 100 pages in. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if I'm not in the right mindset to read fantasy right now. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I don't get this book. I'm struggling a lot. I'm just gonna continue reading now. I don't know what's going on. I switched to reading the book on my Kindle because I was hoping that it would be easier for me to do that. It was not. For some reason, I thought this would be like a found family situation. They still don't know each other. I'm not feeling this book. I honestly think it might be just time to stop this and read something else. But I know that if I stop it, I will never continue it. Never. On the way back home, I just decided to sit down on like a bench by the water and just read a little bit and watch the ducks. These ducks were so cute. Anyway, do you know these kinds of books where a lot of things happen but ultimately nothing really happens? And you don't understand where the plotline is going? Because I feel like for a fantasy book, you need some sort of conflict in the beginning. Otherwise, you have nowhere to go off of. People are dying and you don't even know these people. This book is just really, really confusing to me. It's not fun. I do not enjoy it. I am thinking of DNFing it. I think I'm gonna put this book to the side, like just put it on my desk for a while and read a different book that I actually think I will enjoy. I thought I was gonna enjoy this, but I didn't. We're back with the TBR card. I have a lot of options. I'm just not sure which one to go for. I might just also grab like a random romance and just call it a day with that one. Being a mood reader sucks. It's now about 5 p.m. and I will start with romance. Like I can't wrap my head around a fantasy right now. So I've decided to go with The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. We have billionaire romances, and I think I'll just start with this because this feels easy. Also, these are on Kindle Unlimited, so I might just switch to my Kindle at a later point. Because as soon as it gets dark, I will switch to the Kindle. Because reading these on a Kindle is just gonna be faster. So let's go! To the girls who dream of meeting a prince, but end up falling for the misunderstood villain. I'm guessing we have some morally gray characters here. There's a playlist. Oh my gosh! Interesting choice. As always, I'm just skimming for Taylor Swift because I don't know anything else. But the Taylor Swift song that's in here is White Horse. Like, if you asked me what's the least popular Taylor Swift song, I would have said White Horse. Let's do this. Not me, a person who didn't grow up in the US, struggling with NBA and thinking, is that football or basketball? It's basketball because it's National Basketball League, but it takes me a while. By the way, we don't have an NBA player here. We have somebody who is as tall as an NBA player. So far, so good. It gives me a little bit of the, Inheritance Games vibes. This is making me feel a lot better than the other one is, and I think I'll just be reading this for, the rest of the evening. On a scale of 1 to 10, how emotional of a reader are you? Because I am clearly a 15. He is teaching somebody how to bowl. And so they're at the company bowling and she cannot do it, right? And he tells her, okay, you flick your wrist too much. And she's like, are you an expert? And he's like, I played varsity. I didn't know you could play varsity bowling, but alright. She's rude to him. And I started tearing up because she was rude to him and I was like, oh no, my poor baby. Why do I feel bad for a fully grown person? Also, I started reading this on my Kindle, yes. Just because, I don't know, this doesn't feel right. I like these characters, I like the way it's written. It's enjoyable. Do you want to hear why the grumpy sunshine trope is the superior trope? Because the grumpy person, they don't smile, right? So the sunshine person tries to make them smile and they get so excited every time that the other one smiles. It takes so little to make me this happy. I didn't know this book had fall vibes. They're carving pumpkins. I love it. I'm also crying again for no apparent reason. Just I have a slight obsession with Rowan. Now I'm crying again. I don't know why I'm crying again. He's just so sweet. He makes me cry. I enjoy these two together. He pretends to be an asshole, but he's actually a soft person inside. He's not the typical billionaire trash bag, and I like her a lot. She's a very positive character, but not naive positive, but just positive. She's been through a lot, she's seen a lot of things, but she's still just going for it, and I like that. I like this book a lot more than I enjoyed the Dirty Air series. I have to say that straight up. If you didn't enjoy the Dirty Air series, you might still actually enjoy this one. He's such a cutie. He just called himself. Yet here I am, a helpless bystander, desperate to be part of her orbit in any way I can. Can somebody please cuddle him for me? This boy has so much trauma. I just want to hug him. I did it. I just finished The Fine Print. This book was so good. It was so much fun. It made me feel things. I wish that it had just a teeny tiny bit less drama towards the end. My heart was I couldn't take it. My heart was struggling, right? But this was such a good book. It was so good. It's officially sweater season. Okay, not officially, but it's cold today and I'm living for it. I have Yellowface right here. I'm excited to read this now. I'll just sit back and read for an hour, 2 hours. That's the plan. That's what we're doing. And I'm hoping that I enjoy this book. Because it's, there's death involved and it's a thriller. So I have high hopes for this. I think something that I really enjoy about this book is the fact that the main character, she's just real, and she shows her flaws. Her biggest flaw probably being like her extreme jealousy of this person who's supposed to be her friend, but the only thing she feels is this jealousy, and I really like that. So this chapter was just really, really fast, but it was also really, really good, because it wasn't cold and void of feelings, but it was just fast in a way that you realize that the main character, June, is just, she can't really grasp what's happening. She just has this manuscript, and then she just tries to publish it, and everything goes so fast, and she's just like naming facts because she can't comprehend what's happening, and that's really, really well done. The best thing is that reading about an author and reading about the publishing process makes me want to continue writing my own book. That's what this makes me do. It's also surprisingly fast to read, which I enjoy. I find this really interesting because June is like, she's on a downward spiral, right? Because like, she's currently in the process of publishing Athena's book. Athena is Chinese. The book is about Chinese people, and June, just every time she tries to fix something, she goes down deeper into the rabbit hole, because now she has like problems with cultural appropriation because she's not Chinese and she doesn't speak Chinese, and she wrote a book about Chinese people. This book literally has me on my toes thinking, what would I have done in this situation? It's a tricky situation, actually, because that manuscript is not finished, and if somebody else finishes the manuscript, then it's not the original voice anymore, and it's different, it's changed. And then there's two people, but the thing is, of course you could be like, okay, this is the original manuscript and I've changed it, but would that be what Athena would have wanted, or would she have just wanted it to be quiet? But I am now 88 pages in. It's really good so far. I'm a little nervous of the things that will happen in the future. Even though the book is out of her perspective, you don't love June. You relate to her in the sense that she is this extremely, like, I would say if I had to name one emotion that June was, it would be jealousy. I think this is just like, this is really good. It's really, really good. I like it. I was talking about something before. Yeah, but you don't enjoy June as a character. Like, you don't go around and be like, you know what, I am June. I wouldn't necessarily call this a thriller. I might actually take it out of my thriller shelf and put it in my literary fiction shelf. See, now with the movie adaptation, I feel very stressed out by this. Like, I know this is, like, made up, but I still feel stressed out that they're considering Christopher Nolan as the director for a movie in, like, the Asian War. And that just sounds so wrong to me. And I don't know how to describe it any better, but it just sounds wrong. I don't like it. I mean, not the book. I don't like what's happening in it. I don't like that they're, like, putting out all of these names of these, like, incredible actors. It's very tricky to talk about a book that's part of the plot line of another book. And you're talking about this book, but you're also talking about the book in the book. It's a downward spiral. I feel like if you write a book and you then drop all of these important names. Okay, so who are their name dropping? I mean, obviously Christopher Nolan, Benedict Cumberbatch, Tom Hiddleston, Harry Styles, and Tom Holland. Like, those are their picks. I don't like the name dropping, okay? I don't generally enjoy name dropping in books. I find it fascinating that this book is making me feel so uncomfortable, because I imagine June to be a lot like me, especially like on the outside. Like, on the inside we're very different people, but on the outside, like, I don't know if she was ever described, but I imagine her to be light-haired, fair-skinned, probably light eyes. I could be June. It makes it feel so much more real, and I know that I would never make the decisions that June made. And then something that I just don't like about the book is, like, I think this is inevitable for a book like this. It's necessary for the plot. I just don't like it when people use social media in books. I don't enjoy it, but it's necessary for the plot in this one. The book is so good, and it makes me feel so many things, and that's incredible writing. And then there's these things that I just generally don't enjoy in books, which are like name dropping, too much reality, and social media. But yeah, I going into this book, I sort of knew what I was gonna expect, but I didn't expect this much. It's not that I don't like it, it's just not my preferred style of reading, is the way that it's explained. So this was a very similar thing as what happened with How to Kill Your Family, where you have a narrator that explains exactly what she's doing to you in the writing. So she directly talks to the reader. And I don't like that writing style. It's not my preferred writing style. Again, it makes a lot of sense and it's done really well, and it's necessary for this. It's just not my preferred writing style. I feel like things are getting out of hand. Can we appreciate the rain? It's so nice. I don't trust June. Even though she is the main character and you think what she thinks and you know what she knows, you're still just as confused, and you still don't, like, you think like every single second she could change her mind. And I think that's what's really, really great about this book. This book reminds me a lot of Girl Crush by Florence Given. I'm not sure if you've read Girl Crush. I have in my London vlog, my first ever one, which is almost a year ago now. You can watch it up there. But I remember this because there was a lot of cyberbullying because the main character in that was like accused of queer baiting. Like there was this whole bullying thing going on, and this reminds me of that one a lot. I just grabbed the dust jacket because I'm done. I finished Yellowface. So as I said earlier, I want to have it on this side because the eyes are watching me and giving me a criminal offensive side eye. I hate that, but I also love it. As I said earlier, I believe this book would be, in my opinion, literary fiction. It says in the back, in the acknowledgement, that it's a horror story about loneliness, which I get that, I see that. This book gave me a lot of things to think about. I'm not sure how to deal with it now. I'm not sure I enjoyed the writing as much as I had hoped, but the book itself was really, really fun, really, really good, and now I think my head is broken. And with that, I think I'm gonna end this video right here because it's been a long, long day for me. I'm not gonna read anything else today because my brain is fried by this one because it was just a lot to process. It was a lot to think about, and I think I need to just calm down for the rest of the evening. But for today's book recommendation, I recommend you all to read Yellowface. I think this is a great book. I believe this to be a book that causes you to just rethink a lot of your opinions. This book is definitely a little darker than what I might usually read. It's also maybe a lot darker than what you usually read, but I think it's a nice twist. And with that, I'm gonna say goodbye to you all. I hope you all have a lovely day. Pick up a book, read something, and I will see you for the next video. Bye!